So with this, it is my great pleasure to introduce our today's speaker. I'll share the screen. Is my screen visible to all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our today's speaker is Mr. Hitesh Moghe. He has done his BTech from IIT Bombay in Material Science and Metallurgy in year 2004. But since he was always inclined towards mathematics, he started teaching JEE maths, and till now he has taught thousands of students. He currently heads math department in a leading coaching institute and is a very popular teacher among students, mainly for his interesting techniques and concepts. Many of his students have bagged ranks in top 100 IIT JEE exam and also cleared Math Olympiad exam. Currently, he teaches mathematics for various competitive exams and is involved in students counseling, conducts career guidance seminars at various schools and colleges. So a warm welcome to you on our today's session, Mr. Moghe. And with this, I hand over the session to you.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. So, good morning, students. Good morning, parents. I assume that the students who are listening to me are mostly from 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard onwards, and they have they are in that phase where basically I say that this is an exploration phase of their educational journey, where they start deciding which stream they want to get into. And once they clear their 10th standard exam, then they have to make a choice whether they want to go for science, whether they want to go for arts, commerce. If they want to take science, then whether they want to continue with PCB or PCM. And then accordingly, they prepare accordingly for the competitive exams. Competitive exams nowadays are, as you know, very, very competitive. So the first thing which we should do is we have to make up a mind. We should not be confused after standard 10th that which stream we want to get into, because whichever stream you want to get into would require at least 2 years of preparation. So I'll explain you about all the possible options, mainly when you take PCM, what is engineering. We'll talk about engineering in detail and few other points as well. So for that, I have a presentation ready with me. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, it is visible.
Shrutika, is it visible? Yeah, thank you. Chaliye. So see, being an engineer, I graduated in 2004 from IIT Bombay. Being an engineer, of course, I have more knowledge towards this field. I have seen all my friends and colleagues who are from different parts of engineering. What is engineering? If we ask an 8th standard student or a 9th standard student a very, very basic, simple definition of engineering, if I want to explain to them, then I think in simple words, I would say that engineering is all about curiosity, creativity, and then try to, build new things, or at least improve the reform the present things using available resources. So engineering is more about curiosity, creativity. There are like lots of engineering branches, more than 100 engineering branches are available. The more conventional ones are like computer engineering, electronics engineering, electrical, mechanical. And then there are new upcoming engineering branches every year. For example, biotechnology, aeronautics, agricultural engineering, food processing, textile engineering. So there are a lot of different fields. Some are very general field, and some are very specialized. Why be an engineer? Okay, what is the benefit of becoming an engineer, or what is the benefit of doing this degree called BE, that is Bachelor of Engineering? See, first of all, you get to solve real world problems. If you're a civil engineer and you deal with all the infrastructure developments that are going on, if you're a computer engineer, you have a lot of challenging problems in front of you. So you get to deal with real world problems. That is one thing. Handle variety of projects. It's that like engineering is one of the most versatile fields, I would say. If you're an engineer, it's not that if you're a mechanical engineer, then throughout the life you have to deal with machines. If you're a computer engineer, it's not like throughout the life you have to do coding. you can get into many other things. You can get into finance, you can get into your hobby as your career. So you can get into different things. Third, it helps you in improving people's life in general. Day to day life में जो developments होते हैं उनको हम improve कर सकते हैं with our engineering knowledge, with our engineering skills. So in a way we are contributing to the society. It's a white collar job, decent job. You get decent salaries, you have a good stature in society. So various advantages are there of being an engineer. Demand for engineers is huge. I won't say for an like ordinary engineer, because nowadays there are huge number of engineering seats. So almost everybody is becoming an engineer. But if you have done your engineering from a good college in some good branch, then definitely there is demand, and you will get good jobs, you will get good packages. But for that, you will have to work hard in 11th and 12th and try to get into a good engineering college. So these are the things, I mean, and especially, of course, I mean, these are like important things, but the most important thing is you should have an inclination towards this field. If you want to be an engineer, you should have an inclination towards a specific branch of engineering, or you should have interest towards maths, because maths is a very integral part of, you know, getting into engineering, becoming an engineer. So if you have an interest, then these are all the benefits of becoming an engineer. Why we should try to become an engineer, that I have answered. Now the second point is why we should try to get into best of the best engineering colleges. Why not an ordinary engineering college would work? See, in Maharashtra, I would tell you, there are around 1 lakh engineering aspirants, and there are 1.25 or 1.3 lakh engineering seats. So there are more number of engineering seats than the number of engineering aspirants. So each one of you who wants to become an engineer in Maharashtra will be an engineer in Maharashtra. That I can assure you right now. Okay. But see, if the situation is like this, if Maharashtra is producing 1 lakh engineers every year, you imagine how many engineers are we producing across India? Must be around like 12 to 13 lakh. Okay. So is it possible to create 12 to 13 lakh good jobs every 365 days? Every year we are producing these many engineers. Okay. So is it possible to create 12 to 13 lakh good jobs just for engineers in 365 days? That's not possible, right? So maybe top 2 lakh, top 3 lakh engineers are getting into decent jobs. So that is first reason why you should aspire to get into best of the best engineering colleges, so that your future is secure. Secondly, the kind of facilities which you will get in these kind of colleges, top colleges like IITs, NITs, the kind of infrastructure they have, the kind of non-academic facilities like sports facilities, dramatic facility, your overall personality gets developed when you get into such colleges. Like I was in IIT for 4 years, so I know what kind of experience it is. It's a 660-acre campus. Usually engineering colleges have 25 to 30 acres of campus. IIT Bombay campus is 660-acre campus. It's a completely clean campus, green campus. So it's an experience to be there for 4 years. And you can get into any kind of sport facility, you can get into any kind of other clubs like dramatics, literature. You stay there on your own, you work, you do all your things on your own. So that is the reason why your overall personality gets developed in 4 years, and companies run after IITians need not run after companies. So that is I think second incentive to get into such colleges. You can see the badminton court of IIT Bombay. It's like almost like an Olympic level badminton court, and these are some of the other pictures of various other IITs. Engineers across the spectrum, as I said, that you can pursue your hobby as your career. If you get into engineering is just like a safety net. Okay, even if you are not able to pursue your hobby as your career, you still have a second option, decent second option open if you have done your engineering. Otherwise, as you can see, engineers are into sports, engineers are into entertainment industry, they are into music, dramatics, politics, finance, businesses. So literature, you can see Chetan Bhagat, you can see Shankar Mahadevan, who's a very famous music composer. So there are various engineers across different fields. So, ये मिसकंसेप्शन दिमाग से निकाल दीजिए कि कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग किया है तो लाइफ टाइम कोडिंग ही करना है, या मैकेनिकल किया है तो लाइफ टाइम वी हैव टू वर्क इन सम कंपनी एंड हार्डकोर मशीन लर्निंग ही करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा नहीं है. I myself did my BTech in material science and metallurgy, and now I'm teaching maths. So that's your choice, but it's not just that you learn engineering in engineering college. You learn many other things which help you in your other whatever path you choose. It will help you in that. One of our students, definitely, I would like to talk with Parmar. He did his BTech from IIT Bombay, and he was then he got interested towards UPSC exam. He gave UPSC exam, and currently he is serving as superintendent of police in Odisha. So he's one of my ex-students. So people get into different fields after doing engineering. Chaliye. Now let's talk about how to get into engineering colleges. Okay, I'll just finish off my presentation and then we'll take question answer session. So whatever queries you have till now, you just write it down on a piece of paper and you can ask me towards the end of the seminar. So if I talk about engineering colleges, as I said, there are sufficient number of engineering seats across India. There are sufficient number of engineering seats for all the engineering aspirants. So seats is not an issue, but trying to get into best of the best colleges is tough. For example, if you want to get into IITs, that is Indian Institute of Technology, there are 23 IITs as of now, and they have around 12,000 seats. At my time, there were only 6 IITs, there were only 3,000 seats, but now there are 12,000 seats. Number of aspirants in India is around 10 to 12 lakh, but all those 10 to 12 lakh students don't prepare for IIT. Out of them, roughly 2 lakh students prepare for IIT. So if you want to get into IIT, your competition is with those 2 lakh students. So out of 2 lakh, if you are in top 12,000, you get into IIT colleges. If you don't get into IIT colleges, the second best options are triple ITs, BITS, and NITs. That is Indian Institute of Information Technology. Triple IT जो है वो है Indian Institute of Information Technology, and IIT is Indian Institute of Technology. IIT में chemical, civil सब branches हैं, but in triple ITs we will have only IT related branches. For example, electronics, telecommunication, computer science, IT, these kind of branches. You will not have civil or chemical engineering in triple ITs. So for IT related branches, triple ITs are very good colleges. There are 23 triple ITs. Then BITS, Birla Group के private colleges है, Birla Institute of Technology and Science. One is in Pilani, one is in Goa, one is in Hyderabad. Out of India, there is one college in Dubai. Then NITs, National Institute of Technology. Every state has one NIT, which is run by central government. So earlier they were known as RECs, Regional Engineering Colleges. Now they are known as NITs. So one state, one college per state, and it is like one of the best colleges of that state. In fact, South के जो NITs हैं, NIT Trichy, NIT Warangal, NIT Surathkal, these colleges are as good as IIT colleges. They are always in like top 20 colleges of India. Maharashtra का NIT Nagpur में है. So these are good colleges. Then BIT, that is Birla Institute of Technology, Ranchi. So triple ITs, BITS, NIT, BIT. Then there are some some colleges in the same league. For example, Vellore Institute of Technology and all. So all these colleges put together, there are another 25 to 30,000 seats. So if you don't get into 12,000 top students of, who get into IIT, try to get into these 25 to 30,000 students so that you get into good national level college. Else, you have good options in Maharashtra also. There are government colleges, there are private colleges, there are very good colleges in, especially in Mumbai, Pune, there are colleges like VJTI, Sardar Patel, KJ Sumaya, College of Engineering, Pune. Okay, so there are some few very good colleges available. So there are sufficient 330 plus colleges here. You can get into these colleges, but again, as I said, if you want to get into top colleges of Maharashtra, there is competition. You need to be in top 5,000, top 10,000 students of Maharashtra to get into such colleges. So either you try to be in top 10,000 students in Maharashtra, or you try to be in top 50,000 students at the national level, so that you can get into a few of the top colleges in India. Now let's talk about the entrance exams. So one common entrance exam for all the engineering, not for all the engineering colleges, but like an exam which is given by almost all the engineering aspirants. That entrance exam is JEE Main. We will discuss about the pattern and all those things in detail about these exams. But let me just give you a brief idea about this. So one exam is JEE Main. If you clear JEE Main and if you get like top ranks in JEE Main, you get direct admission into IIITs, you get admission into NITs, you get admission into BIT Ranchi. Even in private colleges of Maharashtra, there is 15% seats. There are 15% seats reserved for all India students. 85% seats for Maharashtra students, 15% for all India students. So those 15% all India seats are also filled through JEE Main. So JEE Main will help you into getting into IIITs, NITs, and 15% all India quota of Maharashtra colleges. Also, it is a screening exam to get into IIT. Screening exam means out of 10-12 lakh students who appear for JEE Main, you have to be in top 2.5 lakh students of this exam, so that you are eligible to sit for the entrance exam of IITs. So just to appear for the entrance exam of IITs, first you have to be in top 2.5 lakh students of JEE Main. And then those 2.5 lakh students sit for the entrance exam of IITs, that is called JEE Advanced. And out of JEE Advanced, they select their 12,000 students. Okay. BITS, they take their own exam, that is called BITSET. And for Maharashtra colleges, जो भी महाराष्ट्र के students के लिए seats reserved है, like 100% seats in government colleges and 85% seats in private colleges. So those seats are filled through Maharashtra Engineering CET, that is called MHT CET, Maharashtra Health and Technical Common Entrance Test. So for any engineering aspirant, almost these 4 exams are like compulsory. All the engineering aspirants generally give all these exams. Few may not give JEE Advanced, but JEE Main, CET and BITSET generally all the students appear for. So now let us discuss in detail about these exams. So as I said, for IITs, first of all, you have to be in top 2.5 lakh students of JEE Main. Then you appear for JEE Advanced. JEE Advanced is among the engineering entrance exams, yes, it is the toughest one. Okay, इसमें 2 पेपर होते हैं 3-3 घंटे के same day पे, like morning 9 to 12 and then afternoon 2 to 5. 2 papers of 3 hours each. Both the papers will have physics, chemistry, and maths only. No English, no general knowledge, nothing. In fact, all the engineering entrance exams, be it JEE Main, CET, they have only PCM. Except BITSET. BITSET is an exception जहाँ पे थोड़े बहुत English के और logical reasoning के questions होते हैं. Otherwise, JEE Main, JEE Advanced, Maharashtra CET, all these exams are based on your 11th and 12th standard syllabus of physics, chemistry, and maths. So you have to strengthen your concepts of science and maths in 11th and 12th to crack these exams. Okay, so physics, chemistry, maths, 2 papers of 3 hours, and if you get a good rank, if you get a rank within 10,000, 12,000, you get into IIT colleges. One more eligibility criteria is that after clearing JEE Advanced, they also see whether you score 75% and above in standard 12th or not. So वो एक eligibility criteria है. Like if you score 70% in standard 12th, then even if you have cleared JEE Advanced, you will not get admission to IIT colleges. So boards का weightage तो नहीं है, but eligibility है जो आपको clear करना है. If I talk about JEE Main, it's a 1 paper of 3 hours. Okay, but 2 attempts होते हैं. One is just before your 12th standard board exam, that is in January of 12th standard, and one is just after your 12th standard board exam, that is April of 12th standard. This year it got delayed because of the COVID situation, but otherwise the first attempt is in January and second attempt is in April. So 2 attempts you can give. And whichever is your best attempt, whichever is your best score will be considered for the final ranking of yours. In that paper, now this is a very complicated slide. Let me make it easy for you. So there are 90 questions, okay, out of which you have to attempt 75. 90 questions in 180 minutes. So you get hardly 2 minutes per question. Okay? 2 minutes per question you get. So in those 90 questions, 30 questions physics, 30 questions chemistry, 30 questions mathematics, equal weightage to all three subjects. And in each subject out of 30, you have to attempt 25. In those 30 questions, 20 questions are objective. ABCD option है, उसमें से correct option mark करना होता है. And in 10 questions, it is like fill in the blanks. You have to type your answer in integer, like 17, 20, -3. Okay, you will get answer and you have to type that answer in the answer box. So every subject will have 30 questions, 20 objective and 10 integer type questions, out of which you have to attempt any 25. So 75 marks का 75 questions का ये paper होता है. Each question carries 4 marks. 75 into 4, 300. 300 marks का exam होता है. Generally, to get into NITs, top NITs, anything above 200 is considered to be a good score. Okay, so these exams are not very high scoring. You are like 90%, 95% इतना नहीं चाहिए होता. Even if you score 200 out of 300 in JEE main, you are among top 1% students of India. They give you rank in percentile system, percentile. So 98 percentile अगर हमारा आया है तो उसका मतलब है we are in top 2% of students of India. So 95 percentile means we are in top 5%. Okay, that way. So generally cut off for 99 percentile, that means to be in top 1% students of India, is 200 plus score out of 300. Okay, now if I talk about Maharashtra admissions to colleges in Maharashtra, then you have to appear for Maharashtra CET. As of now, that is the exam. And Maharashtra CET is again one paper of 3 hours, in which again there are 2 sections. You get 1.5 hours for mathematics and 1.5 hours for physics and chemistry combined. So in 1.5 hours of math section, you get 50 questions and each question carries 2 marks. There is no negative marking. In JEE main and JEE advanced, there is negative marking. There is some negative marking. So like if a question is correct, you get 4 marks. If it is wrong, you get -1. +4, -1 generally marking scheme रहता है. But in Maharashtra CET, there is no negative marking. Okay, so अगर हमारा question correct है, तो we get 2 marks. Otherwise, we get 0. So in maths, one question carries 2 marks. So 50 questions, 100 marks. And in the second paper, you get 50-50 questions of physics and chemistry. And each question carries 1 mark. So as you can see, in Maharashtra CET, there is more weightage to maths. In JEE main and JEE advanced, PCM have equal weightage. But in Maharashtra CET, maths has 50% weightage, physics, chemistry have 25% weightage. And time is a very major constraint. In physics, chemistry, as you can see, there are 100 questions in 90 minutes. You get 1 minute per question. In maths, you get 50 questions in 90 minutes. So you get 2 minutes per question. So in any of the competitive exam, time is a very major constraint. You have to always take care of time. Use shortcut methods. You are not supposed to show detailed solutions to anybody. So wherever जहाँ भी तुम shortcuts use कर सकते हो, use shortcuts. ठीक है. Now we'll go to pharmacy. In case students take pharmacy, you would want to pursue pharmacy after standard 12, then again they have to appear for one CET called MHT CET. In pharmacy, PCM students can also get into, and PCB students can also apply for pharmacy. तो उनका अलग-अलग CET होता है. PCM वालों के लिए तो जो engineering CET है वही pharmacy के लिए भी applicable है. And for PCB students, there is a separate CET called PCB CET. So by applying for these, I mean by getting good ranks in these exams, you can apply for good pharmacy colleges in Maharashtra. There are sufficient number of pharmacy seats. This degree is called B Pharma. It takes 4 years, Bachelor of Pharmacy. And this is the pattern. As you can see, it is the same pattern of engineering CET. 50-50 questions from physics, chemistry, and 100 questions. I mean, in PCM CET, it is 50 questions of maths, but 100 marks weightage. And in PCB group, it is 100 questions of biology, 1 mark each. So 50 questions from physics, 50 marks. Chemistry के 50 questions, 50 marks. Biology के 100 questions, 100 marks. So this is the pattern of pharmacy CET. So again, this is a good stream to get into. Lot of opportunities available. एक D Pharma भी होता है, that is called Diploma in Pharma. That is a 2-year course, but for that you need not appear for CET. Okay. Now, so let's just summarize about the exam pattern and other differences of various competitive exams of engineering. So when you appear for standard 12th, it's a subjective exam. All the entrance exams, all the competitive exams, all the exams to get into engineering colleges are objective exams. None of the exams is a subjective one. All the exams are objective. Board exams are somewhere in the month of February, March. JEE Main, as I said, they have 2 attempts. JEE Advanced, that is IIT entrance exam, is somewhere in the month of June, almost 3 months after your 12th standard board exams. Maharashtra CET is in May. Marking scheme, there is no negative marking in standard 12th and CET, but there is negative marking in main, advanced, BitSat, all those. Syllabus for boards, there is 12th standard syllabus. For other exams, there is 11th and 12th standard syllabus combined. Subjects in boards, you have all the, I mean, you have 5 to 6 subjects generally, physics, chemistry, maths, English, and then there is one more subject. It can be either computer science, it can be electronics. The 5th subject which you take basically in 11th and 12th. But in engineering entrance exams, there is only PCM. So you have to focus on PCM more to get into good engineering college. Okay, now this is a very important slide for the students to understand what is the difference between our board exams and competitive exams. Generally, we have seen that students who score very good in board exams are sometimes not able to perform that good in competitive exams, and students who perform like above average in standard 12th or in standard 10th, they sometimes do very good in competitive exams. So why is it so? See, the syllabus is same. Whatever you are going to learn in 11th and 12th in science and maths, the same thing will be asked in competitive exams. ऐसा नहीं है कि IIT के entrance exam में वो कुछ BSc level का, MSc level का पूछते हैं. They ask you questions from 11th, 12th standard syllabus only. Okay, but the way in which they ask questions is pretty different than how it is asked in board exams. Board exams are very straightforward in nature. You guys, many of you guys must have given 10th standard exam just now, or some of you might have given 9th standard school exam. So you know what kind of questions are going to be asked in the exam. Define this, derive this, okay, like find the value of x. Pretty straightforward questions होते हैं, especially in board exams. अगर हम last 10 साल के पेपर करके चले जाएं तो 50% questions तो उसी में से आ जाते हैं. While in competitive exams, in the history of IIT JEE, in last 60 years, they have never ever repeated even a single question. Questions are not repeated in competitive exam. चाहे वो JEE Main हो, JEE Advanced हो, questions are not repeated. So that's why we have to apply our fundamentals and concepts into new situations, for which our concept should be very, very clear. At this point, I would just like to take, being a maths faculty, I can't stop myself from, discussing 1 or 2 maths problems. So students who are there can interact with me through the chat box. Okay, so you just type your answers in the chat box. We'll just discuss 1 or 2, basically to just to explain you what is the difference between board exams and competitive exams. See, what do you think? What this sign stands for? Square root of 4. What is the value of this? Just type in the chat box. 2. Okay. So is it 2 or plus minus 2? Plus minus 2. Okay. What about others? बाकियों को क्या लगता है? Is it 2 or plus minus 2? Both. Some are saying 2, some are saying plus minus 2. 2, 2 plus minus 2, both 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2. Okay. So there is some confusion. Like किसी को लगता है कि it is only 2, किसी को लगता है it is plus minus 2, right? Let me explain this to you, and you will be pretty surprised that it is not plus minus 2 actually. It is only plus 2. So those who said only 2 are correct. Because क्या होता है ना, देखो, this sign is for plus minus 2. This sign is not for plus minus 2. This is a common misconception which we have till 10th standard, that this sign means plus minus 2. No, it's not like that. There are 2 square roots of 4, no doubt about it. Okay, but this sign is for positive square root of 4 and it is only 2. This sign is for negative square root of 4 and it is minus 2. When you club these two signs and when you write this sign, this is for plus minus 2. Okay. ये बहुत minute सा point है, but competitive exams will utilize this point to create a new question. They utilize this concept ki square root sign, this radical sign is always a positive sign. It never gives you negative result. Square root of 9 should not be explained as plus minus 3. It is only plus 3. Now, some of you may not be convinced with this because you must have studied at some level ki it is plus minus 2. So let me give you a better justification for this. देखो, maths में जितना भी polynomial equation का degree होता है उतने roots होता है. For example, if it's a cubic equation, it will have 3 roots. It will have 3 values of x satisfying the equation, right? So if I say x equal to x square equal to 4, okay, x square equal to 4, ये कौन से डिग्री का पॉलिनोमियल इक्वेशन है? x square equal to 4. What do we feel? What is the power of x in this equation? As you can see, power of x 2, right? It's a second degree equation, so it should have 2 answers. Two answers are 2 and minus 2, because 2 का square भी 4 है and minus 2 का square भी 4 है, so it has 2 answers, right? But if I say x equal to square root of 4, now what is the degree of the equation? Now what is the power of x in this equation? What is the power of x? 1 or 2? As you can clearly see, 1. The power of x is 1. So how can this equation have 2 answers? If the power of x is 1, then it should have 1 answer, no? Whatever is the power of x, whatever is the degree of the equation, is equal to number of roots in maths. So अगर second degree equation है, it has 2 answers. अगर first degree equation है, it has only 1 answer. Okay. एक simple example है, देखो x equal to 2 में x equal to 2 ही है ना? There is 1 answer ना? X is equal to 2. That's it. As soon as I square both the sides, now I have 2 answers. 2 भी है, minus 2 भी है. So क्या हो रहा है? Basically squaring की वजह से roots बढ़ गए. This is not same ना? This equation has 1 answer. This equation has 2 answers. So this is not same. Similarly, this is not same. This is not same. Okay, in case you want detailed explanation of this, just type Hitesh Moghe on YouTube. I have given a 10 minutes a demo lecture and enough explanation for this. So ये सब points हैं. फिर secondly, concept should be crystal clear. There should not be any misconceptions. Okay, like for example, just one more example I'll take and then we'll move ahead. How many of you are in like 9th standard onwards, 9th, 10th? Just type which standard you belong to. So I'll take example according to that. Anyone from 9th and above? 10. Okay, good enough. So you will understand this example. Suppose A is equal to B. A is equal to B. Okay. And I multiply 2 on both the sides. So 2A is equal to 2B. Even 8th standard students will understand because both basic maths are. So 2A is equal to 2B. Now I say 3A equal to 3B. इसमें भी कुछ गलत नहीं है. I will write 3A as A plus 2A. A plus 2A, and 3B as B plus 2B. Again, nothing wrong in this. Then B को इस साइड ले लेते हैं, yes, इस साइड पे, तो ये हो जाएगा minus B. And I'll take 2A on the other side, it becomes minus 2A. Clear? B becomes minus B, 2A becomes minus 2A. Then A minus B can also be written as A minus B into 1. We can always multiply 1 in any quantity. We can say 7 is 7 into 1. Okay, now यहाँ से हम लोग minus 2 common लेते हैं, minus 2. So if I take minus 2 common, you will have A minus B in the bracket. Isn't it? See, minus 2A, minus 2A, minus into minus plus 2B. So correct? I'll cancel A minus B from both the sides of the equation. I am proving 1 equal to minus 2. 1 equal to minus 2, which is obviously wrong. So what is the mistake which we have done over here? क्या लगता है? Any step which is wrong? Just check. Which step is wrong? I'll give numbers to steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you think? Which step is wrong? Okay. Why you feel कि we cannot cancel A minus B? Correct. Good. Correct. है ना? So this is a very common mistake. We cancel a factor without realizing कि वो factor 0 भी तो हो सकता है ना? Initially हमने A equal to B लिया था. That means A minus B was 0. A minus B was 0. We cancelled 0 from both the sides of the equation. That is the mistake which we have done. Till the last step, we were correct. This is correct. 0 equal to 0. But you cannot cancel 0 and say 1 equal to minus 2. So common factor cancel नहीं करना चाहिए बिना सोचे समझे. We have to be very careful when we cancel a common factor, whether that factor is 0 or not 0. So these are some of the points which we have to take care when we, when we start preparing for competitive exams. Okay, chalo, let's finish off last few slides. So time is a very major constraint in competitive exam. Generally, time is not a constraint in board exams. Then there are many other things are required, like final answer ko box karo, sare steps neatly likho, margin draw karo, all that beautification is required. But in competitive exams, it's all about speed and accuracy. Okay, now let's talk about the third option, that is top pure science institutes. In case someone wants to do research, in case someone wants to do get into research and development, you want to join organizations like DRDO, ISRO, or any other government funded research organizations or private research organizations, then you need not be an engineer for that. You can do BSc, MSc, then PhD. Okay, you can be an academician in many of the top colleges. So BSc, MSc करने के लिए वैसे तो बहुत सारे colleges available हैं. You can get into any of the top colleges in Mumbai based on your 12th standard marks. The better you score in boards, the better college you get for BSc, MSc courses. But since it's a general degree as compared to a professional degree like BE or BTech, then if you want to get into good colleges, I would suggest you to appear for these exams. So IISc Bangalore is #1 college in India for science from last many years. It's a 100-year-old institute, very, very famous institute. It has given us many famous scientists. So IISc Bangalore is one such college. Then there are IIScR colleges, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. There are 7 IISER colleges. Nearest one is in Pune. Then there is NIISER College, which is in Bhubaneswar, National Institute of Science, Education and Research. There is IIST, that is Indian Institute of Space Technology. So I think it is in somewhere in south, mostly in Chennai. So ये सारे colleges हैं which are like good colleges to do pure sciences. They give you 5-year course, BSc, MSc honors. For ISC and ISCR colleges, mostly the admissions are taken through KVPY, Kishore Vaigyanik Protsahan Yojana. This exam you can appear again twice, just like JEE Main. इसके भी 2 attempts होते हैं. One is in November or December of 11th standard, and the second is in November or December of 12th standard. If you clear it in November of 11th standard, nothing like it, you get admission into these colleges. But if you are not able to clear it in 11th standard, then again you can attempt for this exam in 12th standard. You have better chance of clearing this exam in 12th standard because by the November or December of 12th standard, your entire 11th, 12th standard syllabus is over. That is one thing. Secondly, in 12th standard, you will have an option of dropping one subject in KVPY. Like in 11th standard KVPY, you will have to attempt all 4 subjects: physics, chemistry, maths, bio. But in 12th standard KVPY, if you're not a bio student, you can drop bio. If you're not a math student, you can drop maths. So you have to attempt 3 out of 4 subjects only. So that's why you have good chance of clearing this exam in 12th standard. So majority of the admissions are done through KVPY in these colleges, but they also take few toppers of other competitive exams like boards, JEE Main, Advanced, NEET, which is the entrance exam for medical colleges. So if you have scored very good rank in these exams, then also you can apply for ISC and ISCR colleges. Neither they conduct their own exam. I think it's some national entrance and screening test. So it is somewhere in the month of June after standard 12, 3 months after standard 12. It is also an objective exam. And IIST, they take admissions on the basis of JEE Advanced. These are some of the pictures of IISc campus. It's a very beautiful campus. Some of the alumni of this college: Dr. C.V. Raman, Nobel laureate in physics; Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam; K. Sivan, who is currently heading ISRO. These are all from IISc college. Okay, now if you talk about Olympiads, Olympiads are not entrance exams for any of the colleges. These are like exams which students give just to check their intellectual level and just if they have a affinity towards the particular subject. Okay, so these are not entrance exams, but you can give if you have an interest towards that subject. तो उसमें बहुत सारे stages होते हैं. First level is called regional level. Second is national level. And if you clear the national level as well, then they organize few camps. And finally, they select 6 students who represent India at the International Olympiad. So like 6 students team for physics Olympiad, 6 students team for International Chemistry Olympiad, 6 for maths, and so on. So there are various stages in Olympiads. These I am not talking about private Olympiads. These are the Olympiads which are conducted by HBCSE, Homi Bhabha Center for Science and Education. Otherwise, there are now so many Olympiads going on. Many of the private institutes conduct their own Olympiads. Okay, so idea of giving you all this information was basically to help you set your goal in case you have an inclination towards engineering, which I understand because you are there for this seminar. So it means that you have a slight inclination towards engineering. So make up your mind which stream you want to get into, and then see, right now it's not important to decide which engineering stream we want to get into, especially if you're in 9th and 10th. Okay, that is not important that what should I do if I want to become a computer engineer, or what should I do if I want to become a mechanical engineer. There is nothing much which you can do right now in 11th and 12th to become a mechanical engineer or a computer engineer. Right now, your goal should be to crack these exams, understand the concepts of science and maths thoroughly in 11th and 12th, so that you crack these exams with good ranks, because the better your rank is, the more options you will have. Okay, अगर हमारा rank अच्छा नहीं होगा, even though we want to do mechanical engineering, we may not be able to get that seat. Even though we want to get into aerospace engineering, we may not get that branch if our rank is not good. So right now what you can do is understand the concepts of science and maths, get a better rank, prepare sincerely for these exams, whichever exam you want to appear. Like I am not saying that all of you should prepare for JEE Advanced only. But even if you want to get into Maharashtra CET, there was one student of mine who, like from 10th standard onwards, he was clear he doesn't want to prepare for IIT. He prepared for state CET. He got Maharashtra rank 1 in state CET. तो ये अगर क्लियर है तो फिर उस हिसाब से हम 2 साल उस एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से पढ़ाई कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. So make up your goal whether you want to get into good colleges of Maharashtra or you want to prepare for NITs or IITs. Okay, in case you are a medical aspirant, then you want to get into good medical college or you in Maharashtra, or you want to prepare like for colleges, AIMS, Delhi and all. Few more tips to crack these exams. As I said, first of all, you should have a goal. You should not be confused. Competition is immense. ये सोचना कि हम 11th 12th में मैथ्स भी ले लेंगे, बायो भी ले लेंगे, we'll prepare for engineering entrance exams also, we'll prepare for medical entrance exams also. That is not feasible now. It was feasible maybe at my time, but now since lakhs of students give these exams and thousands of students, get into good colleges, it's always better to have a single goal. My teacher always used to tell me generally when we attach side with the word CIDE, it has a negative impact, like suicide means killing yourself, or homicide like killing in masses. Then why it is attached with decide? Okay, so he used to tell me that decide means killing all other options. Okay, and focus on one single option. So that is very, very important. First of all, you have to decide what you want to get into and then have a single goal and then prepare for it. So वो एक important point है. Secondly, have a plan. Understand the enormity of the task. These exams are based on 11th and 12th standard syllabus, and वो भी बहुत in depth में जाके पढ़ना पड़ता है. So you should have a timetable with you. I generally suggest you should have 2 type of timetable always whenever you are preparing for these exams. One is weekly timetable, कि उस वीक में कितना टारगेट हमको अचीव करना है, कितने फिजिक्स के क्वेश्चंस करने हैं, कितने मैथ्स, कितने बायो के क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करने हैं. And one, you should have a bi-monthly 2 months plan. How much syllabus, like if you have 100% syllabus to be covered in 18 months, then in 2 months how much portion of that syllabus you are going to cover. So bi-monthly plan and weekly plan, these 2 plans you should always have. You cannot prepare for these exams haphazardly. कि आज मेरा फिजिक्स पढ़ने का मन है तो मैं दिन भर फिजिक्स ही पढ़ूंगा, आज बायो है तो बायो ही करूंगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. So that is very, very important. Hard work, there is no replacement of hard work. I have seen very, very ordinary students getting into IIT just because of the sheer hard work. Intelligence can be replaced by hard work. Believe me, I have seen that. So of course, some basic intelligence is required to get into such colleges. But if you're hardworking along with being intelligent, then so definitely you can get good ranks. So that is very important. Perseverance means stick to your goal. Come what may, you may get very low scores at times. These exams are challenging. IIT का last year का जो cutoff है, out of 2.5 lakh students, 12,000 students who got into IIT, that is like top 5% students. They scored 30% marks in IIT entrance exam, 30%, which is not even passing marks in board exams. Remaining 95% students who appeared for JEE Advanced could not score 30% marks in that exam. So yes, these are challenging exams. चाहे वो JEE main हो, CET is not that challenging, but even in CET, 75% marks can get you into like top 5 engineering colleges in Maharashtra. 75%. So at times you will get low scores. You are habitual to get 90-95% marks in your board exams, school exams. But in these exams, you may get scores like 50%, 55%. So don't get nervous because of that. These exams are not there to show you what you know. These exams are there to show you what you don't know. And what you don't know, you have to start preparing for that. So that way your score will improve. Okay. So perseverance is very, very important. And the last slide, I think this is a very motivational slide. See, even if you increase 1% of your effort daily, from 1, if you make it 1.01 and you multiply it 365 times, it becomes 37.8. And even if you reduce your efforts 1%, just 1% daily, and you multiply it with 365, it just becomes almost 0.03. So that is the importance of 1%. Okay, so always try to push yourself. I'm not saying that throughout the day you have to keep on studying. do other activities also. But if you want to get into college, you will have to push yourself a bit, and that will make the difference. Whether it is 37.8 or 0.03 at the end, that 1% difference will make the difference. So that's all from my side. I hope I must have helped you in making up your decisions, and I must have given you good information about engineering entrance exams and colleges. Yeah, so thank you, Archana ma'am.
Yes, that was really an insightful session, Mr. Moghe, and for for us doctors or biology students, what you speak in maths is all Greek and Latin. But yes, I'm sure the intelligent students who are there with us today,
Yes.
they must have understood what you have spoken about related to maths. But even for us, as if I see myself as a parent, yes, the session was very, very insightful. And I'm sure the students have got a good idea as to what it needs to become an engineer, what kind of tests are needed, what kind of preparation is going to be needed. And your last slide probably said it all. So I now invite questions from, any of the students, parents or teachers who are here with us for today's session. You're most welcome to ask your questions. Either you can ask it on the chat box and I'll take it up for you, or you may just raise your hand and I'll invite you individually to ask your questions. So please feel free to ask your questions. So can you please, till the time the questions are coming, can you speak a bit about the concept of integrated studies in 11th and 12th? What is this integrated concept of integrated studies?
So basically, integrated means where you combine your college studies along with your preparation of competitive exams. See, more or less, the syllabus is same. What you're going to learn in 11th and 12th at school level, and the syllabus of competitive exams is same. But what happens is that स्कूल में एक अलग लेवल पे सिलेबस चल रहा होता है, एंड in your coaching institute the syllabus is going slightly different way. In integrated it is always similar. I mean, it is uniform. So what you study at college, what you study at the coaching institute is same. So that makes our job bit easy. We don't have to study for different for college and coaching. So that is called integrated. So there are coaching institutes which have kind of tie up with some of the colleges, and so that way it helps. It also gives you sufficient time for self study. At times you don't go to the college, you save that time of traveling and you attend practicals in college. So that is called integrated model.
Yes, so for the students and parents, please note that there's a little shift in what we used to have it in our college days, that we used to think of the college first and then think of going for the classes. The concept has changed a little bit, is that now since it is a world of competitive exams and these coaching classes prepare you from the point of view of competitive exams. So the whole trend has shifted a bit, that you look for the classes which are going to train you for the competitive exams. Go through the different classes which are available, search them on the net, you can do whatever research you want, go and meet them individually. Okay, decide, meet the teachers if you want to, if the mentors you want to, and decide on the classes. And those classes have some tie-up with some colleges, and they would recommend that you take up admission to those colleges so that the timings also match. And because the timing schedule for the children is going to be really, really huge, it is going to be needing a lot amount of dedication, time schedule from the children. So select the college accordingly as per your selection of the classes, with the advice from the classes that you decide on to. We have two people who have raised hands. I invite Rajani ji to ask the question. Rajani, you will be able to unmute yourself. Yeah, please
Yes,
ask your question.
yes. So I have two questions. I'm a parent. My son is in 10th standard. He's going to be giving his 10th boards. He's giving it at the moment. So my first question is, we've been hearing a lot about the new education policy. So how is this going to affect, is this going to have any impact on this batch of students who are going to be writing their CET or JEE in a couple of years? That is one. And the second one is, most schools, I've heard a lot of people saying that ICSE and CBSE can well be avoided in the 11th and 12th standard, and it's better to go in for that particular state pre-degree or pre-university boards. So what is your suggestion on it?
I think new education policy won't have much impact on engineering entrance exams. The syllabus is going to be the same in 11th and 12th. Maybe it will have more impact of studies up to standard 10th, I feel. So because har saal material, syllabus is revamping in 11th and 12th, but the structure is same. They remove some subtopic, but usually they don't change the topic. So that won't be like impacted much, especially JEE Main, JEE Advanced, the centralized exams. The pattern of those exams, the syllabus of those exams is not going to change much. Second question of yours, ki, like, is it preferable to get into state board in 11th and 12th? Yes, even I feel so. We have like students from all three boards who have scored good in competitive exams. The only reason I feel to shift to state board is maybe because there are state board colleges which are lenient in case of attendance. So I'll give you my own experience. I'm not from Mumbai, I'm from Ujjain. I was in CBSE school in till 10th standard. I did not shift. I continued with CBSE school in 11th standard as well while I was preparing for IIT. But I was not getting sufficient time to prepare for IIT in that Kendriya Vidyalaya. So daily I used to have school, then some projects, outdoor exhibitions. Being a good student of the school, I always used to represent my school at various levels. So I was not getting time to prepare for IIT. So that's why in 12th standard, I finally shifted to a state board school where I could, uh, bunk some classes and, prepare for IITs. That way I got more time to prepare for IIT. So that is the only reason. Otherwise, syllabus wise and else, there is no much. If you are in state CBSE, ISC and you can manage school studies along with the preparation of competitive exams, if you are focused student, then you need not change. Yes, any more queries? Should I take queries in the chat box? I think you're on mute, ma'am.
Yeah, so sorry. I'll take it up. I'll first invite Urvi Chaugule to ask question.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Urvi's parent actually,
Yeah.
Nagesh Chaudhary.
Yeah.
So I have two questions basically. First question is like you said, you explained the difference between JE and the MHCET. Only difference what I found was the negative marking. Apart from that, anything else? There is a difference like the slab, like the exam wise or something. This was my first question.
Okay.
And normally we have coaching classes which take only JE as their exam. Like there are, I don't remember like having a look into the newspaper also, like we have coaching classes for MHCET or something. So so if a candidate wants to go for MHCET and he attends those coaching classes also, is it okay like he will be able to appear for that MHCET?
Yeah, so I think first question was what is the difference, other differences between JEE Main and CET? Yes,
apart from negative.
in CET there is no negative marking. In JEE Main there is +4 -1 marking scheme. Second difference, CET is from state board syllabus, while JEE Main is conducted by on the basis of NCERT syllabus. But that's not much of a difference because state board syllabus and state NCERT syllabus is now almost 95% overlapping. So again, that is not a much of a difference. Secondly, the major difference is in the level of the exam. So as I said, in CET, 75% marks can get you into top colleges. Okay, in JEE Main, even if you score 60% marks, even if you score 180 out of 300, you can get into top NIT colleges. So level of questions may difference hai. And of course, number of students appearing is different. In state CET, there are like 1.5 lakh students. In JEE Main, there are 10 lakh students appearing. So that is one difference. The second question was related to
The coaching classes, like they have.
there are coaching classes who are specialized in CET coaching as well. Yes, generally those who are famous for JEE advanced coaching, they don't run CET batches. And generally the coaching institutes which are famous for CET, they don't have IIT batches. But there are few coaching institutes who run both the batches parallelly and they do equal justice to both the batches.
Okay, thanks a lot.
So continuing with the same question, the student who prepares for JEE main probably, would the syllabus be automatically covered for MHCET?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I will see on a difficulty scale, if I would say JEE Advanced is 10 on 10, considering it to be the toughest exam. JEE Main would be somewhere around 8 on 10. CT is 5 on 10 and boards is 4 on 10. So when you are preparing for a tougher exam, your easier level exams are always taken care of.
Yes. So if you prepare for JEE main, I'm not talking about advanced, but if you prepare for JEE main, then probably you would
These
be
also.
prepared good enough for giving MHCET.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. So now I'm just going to take up the questions which are there before I invite Dr. Shreya Thite. Is NIT good for job opportunities also? Which branch of engineering? This is the
NITs
question in
are,
the chat box.
yeah, NITs are definitely good colleges. I mean, NIT Trichy is better than some of the IIT colleges. NIT Surathkal is better than some of the IIT colleges. NIT Nagpur is also a very good college. So even if you get admission into NIT colleges, you will have very, very good opportunities. Generally, the most preferred branches are the conventional ones. Like सबसे पहले हमेशा हर कॉलेज में कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग फिल होता है, उसके बाद इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के बाद मैकेनिकल, and then you have your choice. You want to get into chemical, civil, metallurgy.
So continuing again with this question, like if we were to talk about, the prospectus that the students will have post their engineering degree, which engineering branch has got maximum number of prospectus? I mean,
I think,
post
see,
studies.
I mean, this is very
And
frequently asked.
what is the frequency of on-campus job placements from the various institutes?
Right. So this is a very frequently asked question, like which branch has more scope. But the answer to this is that if you perform good in engineering college, okay, like I always say, a person who is like department rank 1 or department rank 2 in civil engineering, okay, generally civil engineering is like 7th, 8th branch which gets filled, and computer is the first. So if you are department rank 1 or department rank 2 in civil engineering, and if you are department rank 20 or department rank 25 in computer engineering, that civil engineering guy will have a better chance, will have a better job package than the computer person. Okay. So देखें तो हम, yes, computer engineering, electronics engineering, mechanical engineering, these three are kind of evergreen branches, and generally there is no recession. If you have done it from some decent college, you will get a job. But otherwise also for remaining branches, if you are performing good in engineering college, if your academic performance is good, plus you have some other credentials, then all these branches have good job placements, good scope.
And do these institutes provide, placements,
Yes,
on-site
yes.
placements?
Most of the engineering colleges have inside in-campus job placements, and like VJTI, Sardar Patel, KJ Sumaya, even Vidyalankar has a great engineering college in Vadala. So, जो renowned colleges हैं, which are there from last 15-20 years, all of them have very, very good job placements in campus.
Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. So now the next question is, somebody wants to do a research in defense after engineering. And the question is, at what exam should be simultaneously given besides JEE? What other exam the student should prepare for besides JEE?
रिसर्च इन डिफेंस ऐसा आई थिंक अलग से कोई फील्ड नहीं होगा, बट डिफेंस के लिए जो रिसर्च लगेगा, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल you can do research in material science, you can do research in defense related fields, then for that, again, as I said, you need not do engineering. You can directly, after 12th standard, you can do BSc, MSc. Purely if you want to get into defense, then the exam is called NDA, which you can give after standard 12th. And NDA में training के बाद they give you options कि whether you want to continue into technical field or you want to get into army. So that is one option available. But research, I think what you mean to say is like DRDO, है ना? DRDO if you want to join. Then as I said, IISc colleges है, IISc है, IIST है. IIST if you join, you get direct placement into ISRO. They have affiliation with ISRO. So again, but yes, getting into that is a tough, it is slightly tough because the admission is based on JEE Advanced. But even other students who have done BSc, MSc from normal college, they can also apply for these research-based institutes.
Okay. So the next question is, I think, similar to what we previously spoke, but I think it is still not clear to somebody how to take a tie-up college and coaching institute. I think probably what they're asking is with the coaching institute, how to get a college which is affiliated or vice versa.
Right, right. I mean, of course, I won't be taking any names of the coaching institutes, but almost all the leading coaching institutes have tie-up with, in every suburb they have tie-up. So if you just approach a coaching institute, they will help you. Admissions to colleges will be based online. I mean, the coaching institute will not help you in getting into a college directly, because uske to admissions online hote hain 10th standard ke baad. But yes, those coaching institutes have an understanding with the college, so they will make the job easier for you. You have to just fill that particular college as the first choice when you will fill the online form. And if you're asking how to select a good coaching institute, then I would say look for few parameters, like first of all, what kind of faculty they have. Like for example, if you're taking admission into IIT batches, do they have IITian teachers? Do they have teachers who are ex-IITians? Secondly, what kind of study material they have? That is also very, very important. Study material should be, look for the study material before taking admission. Study material should be contemporary, it should be error-free, it should be systematic, it should be exam-oriented. Third important parameter is result. Ask for their past 10 years result. If not past 10 years, at least past 3-4 years. Which students of there have got admission into what kind of colleges, how many students get selected for IIT colleges, how many students get selected for CET colleges, do they have CET batches, do they have IIT batches. So based on these 3-4 parameters, you can select a coaching institute, and you will ask, if you will ask the coaching institute, they will guide you with the college admission, junior college admissions.
So if you, what will happen? I mean, what problems have you seen generally happening with students who do not take up these integrated classes these days? Because there are students who opt for different colleges and different coaching institutes. So have you seen students facing any kind of problems?
Yeah, I mean, see, if a student is, again, I'm saying very, very focused, they may not face much of a difficulty. What will happen is they will go to the, let's say if someone is from CBSE school, they will go to the college 7:30 to 1:30. By 2 o'clock, 2:30, they will be back, and they may utilize their afternoon time for self-study. Then in the evening, they will have their coaching institutes lecture from, let's say, 6 to 9. So they get like 2.5 hours for self-study. But student who is not that self-motivated, the problem with what will happen is he will wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. He will attend coaching institutes lecture in the morning batch, let's say 7 to 10. Generally, all the coaching institutes have morning batches. So he wakes up at 6 o'clock, attends coaching institutes lectures from 7 to 10. Then state colleges are from 11 to 5. So directly from the coaching institute, the student goes to the college. He attends the college 11 to 5. Whether he is attending the lecture or he is sitting in the canteen of the college, we don't know. So he is there from 11 to 5, and then he comes back to the place, his place by 6 o'clock in the evening. So from morning 6 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock, he is like, after 6 o'clock, he is hardly left with any energy or time to do self-study. So he may study for another 2 to 3 hours, but again, that is not sufficient. So this is the schedule of a regular college-going student. In case of integrated, they don't go to the college daily, and sometimes college lectures are conducted in the coaching institute itself, and that is also like that gets over by 1:30, 2 o'clock. So from 2 o'clock, even if he reaches his place by 3 o'clock, from 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 9 hours. In those 9 hours, even if they study for 4 to 5 hours, that much is sufficient. So that is the benefit.
I now invite Ratna Patil to ask question. Madam, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
My question for you is, as we know, while solving JEE mains questions, there are few logics which has to be known by the student who is solving it. For example, if a train is moving, then the first moving train is like having an acceleration of 2, and the last also have the same thing if there is no extension. So this kind of logics, how we can improve in this sector, because if we know this logics, then it's quite easier for us to just scatter that question into different parts and solve it more easier than calculating or deriving most of the formulas and do it on its basis. So what can you say?
So there are generally two options. One is you start referring some good books. Like in maths, I generally recommend Singh publications, or I represent A. Das Gupta. In physics, you have H.C. Verma, Resnick Halliday. This I'm talking from main and advanced point of view. So if you refer reference books, if you read the theory thoroughly, there are many such concepts written in those books. Second option is you need a good teacher who is very experienced in teaching these kind of exams, who has a good experience in teaching these kind of exams from last many years. And that makes our job easy, because referring books may not be helpful for all the students. Okay. But if you have a good teacher who can explain you those concepts, okay, then it really becomes easy. So अगर आप किसी अच्छे कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में हैं तो आगे आगे जाने की कोशिश मत करो सिलेबस से. जैसा जैसा उस कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में सिलेबस चल रहा है वैसे ही जाओ, उसी स्पीड से जाओ, और हर एक कंसेप्ट को थॉरली करो, rather than trying to finish the syllabus first.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So can you talk about top IIT colleges?
See, top IIT colleges means old IIT colleges. Okay, like IIT Bombay. The names have not changed, so I am not calling it IIT Mumbai or IIT Madras, IIT Chennai. It is still IIT Bombay. It is IIT Madras, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, and IIT Delhi. These five are the old ones, 50, 60 years old IIT colleges, and they are very, very prestigious colleges. After that, if you want to get into next level IIT colleges, then those are IIT Roorkee, IIT BHU, Banaras Hindu University, and IIT Guwahati. उसके बाद 2008 में बहुत सारे IIT स्टार्ट हुए, IIT इंदौर, IIT गांधीनगर. So those are also like 15-year-old IITs now, and उनके 5-10 batches already निकल चुके हैं, so they have got good job placements. So 2008 IITs are good ones, and then there are some new IITs which have just started in 2017-18. But if you talk about top colleges, then those are of course Bombay, Madras, Kanpur, Kharagpur, Delhi.
Great. Sir, any suggestions on chemical engineering? I think we've got 2-3 more colleges, and after that we can.
Yeah. What is the scope of chemical engineering and what are the colleges? Chemical engineering, if you talk about IITs, then no doubt all the colleges, all the IITs have chemical engineering as a branch. Am I audible? Okay. So I was saying that IITs में सारे IITs में chemical engineering है. So IIT colleges have good job placements in chemical engineering. At state level, if you ask me, then ICT is the best college in Mumbai. Institute of Chemical Technology, ICT. ठीक है? तो ICT है. And in general, if you want to ask me about chemical engineering, am I audible, Shrutika?
I think I'm sorry, I got disconnected.
Okay, no issues. I am audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. If you want to do chemical engineering, it's not a very conventional branch like mechanical or electronics. So do it from some good college. Okay, doing chemical engineering from an ordinary college may not get you your desired package or desired job. So either you do it from IITs. IITs are very reputed and they have good chemical engineering departments. In fact, IIT Bombay's chemical engineering department is like a big college itself. Then even some of the NITs have good chemical engineering, like NIT Trichy, NIT Surathkal, NIT Warangal. And in at state level, I would say ICT, which is in Matunga. So that is the best college for chemical engineering.
Okay. Sir, any job opportunities for IT engineering?
IT में कोई problem नहीं है job opportunities का. You will get good jobs. As I said, maintain a good academic record in your college. First of all, try to get into a good college, and if you're in IT, just you will get job placement. वो उसका कोई problem नहीं है, but try to be in top students of your branch.
Okay, great. And the last question, sir, any suggestions for aerospace engineering?
Aerospace again is a very, very specific field. You will not get aerospace in normal engineering colleges. Usually normal engineering colleges don't have this branch, and it basically deals with material development, equipment development related to spacecrafts, related to aeroplane, and उसमें जो भी मैकेनिकल पार्ट इन्वॉल्व है इन सब चीजों में, रॉकेट साइंस है, मतलब the second name of aerospace engineering is rocket science only. So the branch deals with all those things. So it is available in colleges like IIT colleges, some of the NIT colleges, and few specific state colleges. But again, I would say कि अगर aerospace करना है तो you should do it only from IITs. तभी हमको एक अच्छे job placements मिल सकते हैं. So IIT Bombay has aerospace engineering.
Okay. So any scope for chemical engineering abroad, and rather I would broaden the question that what kind of engineering streams have more job opportunities abroad?
See, abroad का ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I mean, if you want to get a scholarship in a foreign university, then you should score very, very good in your engineering, because which engineering college you are in, that also matters a lot. Because I know in IIT, the professors have repo with those foreign universities. So if an IIT professor writes you a recommendation letter, it's very easy to get a scholarship or very easy to get placed in a foreign university. But for other colleges also, if you have done chemical engineering from a good college like VJTI or ICT, these kind of colleges, then it will be easy for you to apply in these foreign universities. Scope definitely hai. There is good scope of chemical engineering in US, UK, Europe, Australia. These parts you have good scope. There are various exams which you have to give after engineering, like TOEFL, IELTS, these kind of exams you give, and then you can get into these colleges.
So great. I don't see any more questions. So would anyone like to ask any questions? You may, or otherwise we'll stop the session for today. What are the entrance exams for entering IIT Institute? I think he's already answered it in his presentation.
JEE
Sir,
Advanced.
yes. So JEE Main and JEE Advanced,
Correct,
sir?
correct,
Right.
correct. Absolutely.
Right. So I think anybody who's joined late or would like to go through this presentation once again, this presentation is available on our YouTube channel, which goes with the name Teen Talk, TEENTALK, Teen Talk. So you may search for this, and you will, this presentation will be available now. It will be there. It won't be removed from there. So you can watch it once again over there. And with this, we come to the end of today's session. And I really cannot thank Mr. Moghe enough for taking such wonderful and elaborate session. We have Dr. Ravindra Kute, who is President-elect of IMA Maharashtra State, who's joined over here. Welcome, Kute, sir. And would you please kindly like to say a few words before I end the session? Kute, sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, I'm sending you a message of unmuting yourself. So if you could just click and unmute yourself. Oh.
Yeah, he's unmute.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. This was really an excellent session. I congratulate the faculty as well as the organizing team and the efforts taken by Archana Pate madam. And this is a consistent activity of this faculty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. And to the students and parents who are here with us, our next session is going to be on 29 May. Before I thank Mr. Moghe, this announcement I'd like to make. Our next session is going to be on careers in management. Okay, and that session is going to be on 29th of May. The timing would be same 11 to 1. We will be having it on Zoom, and it will be running simultaneously live on our YouTube channel Teen Talk. So who can join here, well and good. If you can't, you may watch it at that point in time live record this thing, or later you can watch a recording on the YouTube channel which goes with the name Teen Talk. And with this, I would love to thank Mr. Moghe for taking this wonderful session. And my sincere thanks to Ms. Jayashri Khandelwal from Vidyalankar Institute of Educational Studies, because they have been instrumental in making us reach Mr. Moghe. He is associated with Vidyalankar Institute. And Mr. Moghe, if you could just give your mail ID to people if anybody wants to connect with you.
Yeah. I'll just type it in the chat box.
Yes. So anybody would want to connect with Mr. Moghe, you can just read it in the chat box. Anybody wants any more detailed information, they can write to us. You know that the mail ID is write to Teen Talk, write WRITE 2 as in the number 2. Teen Talk, TEENTALK @gmail.com, or you can even send a WhatsApp message on 98190 18,000. 98190 18,000. If any career related query is there, or you would like to have a session on any particular career, you may reach out to us. If it's a career which is, you know, widely looked after or sought after by people, and many people would like to have a session on a similar kind of career, then definitely we would be happy to take a session on that career. So do write to us. Your feedback, your suggestions are most welcome. And with this, I would like to present the certificate of appreciation. Is this visible?
Yeah.
So certificate of appreciation is hereby presented to Mr. Hitesh Moghe from IIM Maharashtra State Mission Pink Health for giving your expert guidance during the career guidance webinar all about engineering for students, parents and teachers organized by MPH IIM Maharashtra State today on Sunday 15 May 22 under Teen Talk series. So thank you so much, Mr. Moghe. Thank you, Jayashri Madam. And it has been a wonderful session. I'll just stop this. Okay. Stop share. All right. So till we meet again, the students, parents and teachers, thank you once again for being there for today's session. And we will bring one more career to you in 15 days from now. So do connect with us on 29th of May at 11 a.m. on Zoom or on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Moghe. Thank you, Jayashri Madam. Thank you.